Hello and welcome back, everybody. I hope I have the audio figured out for this video. I watched a ton of tutorials and tried to read about it. I'm not sure why it was so bad in the last few videos, and it wasn't like that in the first few. So we'll just hope that this works out better now and get right back into the video. So what I'm doing here today is I am building a circle house. Now, the inspiration for this was just simply, I was driving and I was looking around and I thought, no houses are really circles. Which, obviously, because that's super inconvenient. Because if you have no straight walls, where are you going to put anything at? So, the first thing I had to figure out here is how I'm gonna roof this place, because I knew I wanted it to be a flat roof, but I didn't really know how I was going to accomplish that, so I experimented with some different wall heights and things like that, and then I ended up settling with a platform, which is not ideal because I was not able to figure out how to change that sort of white concrete colored trim on that. But I just made it work with the color of the exterior of the house, which you'll see in a minute. I wanted the roof to just be sort of gravel, and I think I started out with a gray or beige gravel, and then I changed it a little bit later. Over here I'm trying to figure out, can I make this work with a fence? Because I wanted there to be sort of a border around it, and it turned out actually pretty much exactly how I wanted it to be. And here you can see I changed it to a more blendy color with the environment, and also a contrasting color to the exterior of the house that I chose, which is blue. I don't think it's a blue Suburban. It's definitely a blue designer house. The guy that I'm picturing living there, he's not currently at the lot, but I'm gonna bring him in later because I needed more money. His name's Riley, and I think he's a pretty designer type of guy. He's living alone, obviously. He's got his, as you'll see in the floor plan, he's got his office, his bedroom, and then an open plan living, kitchen, dining room area, and a little bathroom. No tub, just a shower, but I think he can make it work. Here I was trying to figure out how I'm gonna do the entryway, and I settled on some tile. Again, trying to at least not really match the other things that are in the environment, just sort of take inspiration from them, I guess. And then here I found this other wall. Or is it the same wall? I don't think it's the same wall, but it's a different wall to frame the house with, because I felt like if you're living in this designer place in this sort of lonely, I'm going to call it lonely area, you probably want some sort of fence around you. Even though that's not gonna deter anybody, right? Clearly, you could just jump that very easily. And then I saw here that the terrain paint actually does not really work because of the curved walls. The curved walls really gave me a lot of trouble here, especially with floor paint and flooring, as you'll see on the inside. And then, yeah, I picked some windows. No, I didn't. Oh, okay, here I'm getting started on the interior. I just put down these saucer lights just to light it all up so you can see what's going on. And then here I'm sort of starting to figure out the floor plan, and you can already see the first weirdness happening with how the shadows are cast in that little corner on the right there. Okay, here's his office. Sorry, this is going really fast. I had to speed this up quite a lot because the build ended up being over an hour, and I didn't want the video to be that long because I've uploaded some longer ones, and I don't think my channel's really in a place where a lot of people want to watch me build stuff for an hour, so I'm trying to cut it down a little bit. But yeah, here's getting started on the office. I wanted this to sort of be like really luxurious feeling office. I feel like having floor length windows like that really makes it feel very luxurious to me anyway. And I did the same thing in later on in the living room as well, so it's sort of a little symmetrical. Not really, but close enough. And then over there, this is the bedroom, and now I used to really struggle with making things really disproportionate. Like I used to really struggle with how, like, what size the bedroom, for example, should be. And I think I've sort of managed to improve on that. But now I think this is the second time I've built a bedroom that can barely fit larger, like a double bed. Oh yeah, okay, I switched the door around. I was confused. It was not there in the beginning. Yeah. And then bookcases, or I ended up going with just one large bookcase to sort of fill up the space. And the color scheme on this, I really am going to change up quite a lot as we go on here. I think it ended up settling on a blue sort of theme, a blue and red theme. And I don't know that I picked a very good computer. I think I just picked whatever random computer was there. But I definitely see Riley being a sort of a work from home type person. So he should probably have a better computer, but maybe that's something that he can work toward in the Let's Play if I ever get started on that, which I really should have by this point, but I keep on building things because I keep on having these like moments of inspiration where I'm like, I must build this thing. And then I do. Or sometimes I don't, I procrastinate. I really should have a lot of stuff pre-filmed, but I do not. So this is just being filmed the week before it comes out. Okay, and here you can see my struggle with the flooring because it really, I don't know if there's a way to do it differently, but it looks pretty terrible just because of the curved walls, I think. It just makes, it forces the flooring down in specific areas that you don't necessarily want it in. At least I didn't want that tile to extend all the way into the living room. And I also don't want the bathroom to have wood floor. So I ended up actually extending the bathroom a little bit, which is good because otherwise I don't know that everything could have fit nicely as it did. So actually it ended up being pretty symmetrical. I don't know. Yeah, no, the kitchen and the living room are not symmetrical, but the office and the bathroom part of the house are sort of symmetrical from front to back. And then in order to fix the flooring a little bit, I put down a rug on top of the carpet in the bedroom, which sort of forced me to use that color scheme, which I don't mind, but that's a thing that happened. And then in the bathroom, I actually ended up just being forced to ignore the fact that half of a tile is wood flooring. It's pretty stupid, but I guess what can you do, right? The Sims didn't make this very easy. And then here I'm picking out the living room colors. I really like this leaf wallpaper. Is it wallpaper? Half paneling, half wallpaper. I really thought that was a nice, more modern touch, whereas some of the furniture, and especially like the wood colors, I feel like are much older leaning. So even though I think he's a young entrepreneur, modern type person, and this is definitely not a house that I would think would be super old, because it is a circle, and I don't think a lot of people live in circle houses. Here I was trying to figure out how to add money to my empty household because I had not moved Riley in yet. So here I'm restarting. And now we have Riley here with us, and he's gonna receive money. There we go, 20,000. I don't know how much money this ended up being in total, this whole house, but I cannot imagine that it would be a starter home. It's probably a lot more expensive than that. And then here I'm figuring out what wallpaper I actually used before, because again, you cannot use the eyedropper tool to figure out what wallpaper you're using. That's pretty inconvenient, I feel like. Also, the counters don't go all the way into the wall there, so after raising up that half wall, I put a trash can in the corner there because I figured you probably wouldn't want your refrigerator to be there either because there's not a lot of space, so trash can it is. And then I also, there was actually a day between filming the first and the second part of the video. I also figured out while I was just walking around in real life that I wanted the kitchen islands to be on that left side, like on that half wall, whereas initially I thought I was going to put them on the curved wall, which was going to be a pain. So I instead put the little seating area, it's not a dining, well, I guess it's a dining table because that's the only table he's got, but yeah, it's just a little eating nook, I guess you could call it. Yeah, there we go. I'm figuring that out here, and I put some chairs on it as well. Once I find the right wood color. Again, I think this is like an interesting mix of more modern vibes with the circle house and sort of the floor plan, but the inside and the furnishings aren't that over the top modern. Like, it's pretty, I don't really know how to say what I mean. It's like pretty old school. I don't know, like it's very natural inspired probably with all the wood tones. It's not super hyper modern or hyper, it doesn't look too IKEA, if that makes sense. Like those chairs I don't think would come from IKEA. And oh yeah, I'm putting a little decoration on there because I didn't know, I wanted something on the walls, but then I couldn't figure out what, because that's a very awkward angle. I mean, not awkward angle, but it's like an awkward space because it's very small, a very small space. And actually, this is the very first time in my career building Sims things that I actually put lighting. That is not just what the little saucer lights are, that is actually like functional and pretty. Like it's intentionally lit that way because I wanted it to be. And then I put the little desk lamp on there as well in the bright red color. This living room changed quite a lot when I was making it. The couch, initially I had it facing that way, but then I was like, where would I put the TV? Like, this doesn't make any sense. And I think I've had this problem multiple times before as well on this channel because the entryway and door faces straight into the living room. Like, it's almost like apartment style, very small in that way. And then here I realized I didn't have move objects on, I think, because I wanted to sort of shut off the living room part from the entryway part by putting that wardrobe or closet there, which makes sense. I mean, you would probably have a closet by the front door, right? I'm just justifying that to myself here, but it's okay. And then once I turn move objects on and I fit all that together, I actually moved the couch as well, again, to a slightly different spot. And I put some chairs there instead. Yeah, because I did not know what I was doing here. I do know that I definitely wanted, like in the day that I was thinking about what I was going to do in the house, I figured out that I wanted him to have an aquarium. And when I found that table, or when I refound that coffee table that has the aquarium in it, I was like, that is absolutely perfect for this man. He needs this coffee table. I don't think I'm going to probably use that very often in future builds, but here it definitely does work. And then I think at some point around here I also decided that he was going to have a pet, which I don't have cats and dogs, so all he can really have is fish, but I gave him a pet bed and some pet bowls because I wanted him to have a pet. Even though I can't give him one, maybe one day. if I ever make money off of this, or even if I don't, I might just buy the pack because who doesn't want cats and dogs? But yeah, he's got a little dog bed there, and I put some pet bowls down and realized they should probably both be on the rug. Why would I put one next to the rug and one on it? And then we're moving on to the bathroom, which again, that little piece of wood stuck there on the floor is going to be the bane of my existence. I know there's a way to pick specifically a half tile of flooring, like a quarter tile or whatever that is. No, it's a half tile. I know there's a way to do that, but I don't even think it would have worked in this specific example because of how the curved walls forced the placement of the flooring. It is the way it is. We're just gonna ignore it, okay? Okay. And then again, in the bathroom, I actually intentionally put light that I thought would fit it. And I also found this rug that is, I had to size it down quite a few times, but I think it is perfect. And it's not normally something that I would really do, I think, to use all black. Like dark gray floor, black toilet, black sink, black shower. It's very dark. Actually, come to think of it, this whole thing is pretty dark, like with the office with the dark blue carpet and all the darker wood tones. It's really not sort of my style or what I would pick for myself, but I just thought, hey, this kid, no, he's definitely a young adult. This man should have these colors because it just fits for him. And I don't know if he's gonna have any role in my potential Let's Play, but if he does, I will not mind playing in this apartment because, or not apartment, it's actually a house, because I find it quite pretty. If I do say so myself, it's like very specific and finished. Like I feel that it's like pretty, I don't want to say polished, because I'm sure that there are things about it that you could do differently. And definitely the wall glitch over there with the curved wall. Again, that's super annoying. But even with all that, I like the way that it turned out. It's pretty finished looking, I think, and it's functional. It's definitely functional. I think he has everything that he needs. And here we're just looking at the outside, making sure that we have window coverings on everything, and that's almost the entire build done. I hope the audio was better for you guys in this video, and I hope I will be able to bring consistent uploads to you for the future. Thank you everybody who left comments on my first few re-uploads. I had to re-upload some videos because of some technical difficulties, unfortunately, but that turned out super well because actually some people commented on them, which was so sweet. So thank you so much. Oh yeah, I put some flowers down there in the front of the building because I thought it was a contrasting color and it fit in with the environment pretty good, so I just put these flowers in these little plant pots. Oh, and I put, this goes on and on. I didn't realize, I forgot that I put these solar lights too. Yeah, I mean, it's, again, I think it feels pretty finished overall. I didn't spend that much time on the outside of it, like, it doesn't have as much landscaping and things as other builds of mine have had in the past. But I think it feels pretty good. Again, it feels pretty finished. I probably should have raised it up at least once because it's kind of very flat on the ground, but things to improve for next time. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.